agency that does $30 billion in government taxpayers to hire all the bureaucracy to make its energy independent, which you're not doing. And then on top of that, you give them another $30 billion to give out for loan guarantees for wind turbines, for lithium batteries, as well. It's been so unsuccessful getting energy independent. Why would you give them $30 billion to administer on clean energy? I mean, it's mind-boggling. And then you put Secretary Chu is a elite scientist, but he's not a person that can run large organizations. And so the whole thing has worked out there. So a lot of these companies now are going into bankruptcy, and it's the loss of taxpayers' money. Now the president will say, you know, you have some winners and some losers. But in this case, taxpayers should be not subordinated to two hedge funds. It turns out Argonaut is owned and operated. It's a not-for-profit hedge fund, and it's owned and operated by George Kaiser. George Kaiser is one of the largest supporters of the borrow. And, you know, whether you're Democrat or Republican, what I see in this Department of Energy loan guarantees is a lot of it based upon favoritism, you know, and a lot of the people, for example, Duke Energy got a large support, and, you know, the CEO of Duke Energy is a strong supporter of Obama. So I see that. Now, you can say, well, Cliff, isn't it true of every administration to give out to their friends? Yeah, it might be, but not the enormous amount of money that I see here. Yes, sir. Do you mind standing up, or I'll repeat? Sure. Okay, that might be a little hard for you. No. Good for you. First of all, I'm a military veteran myself. Yeah, airport, right?
Well, first of all, okay. There's three things about the voluntary retirement. First of all, we're going up about 120 next year, and 240.
What's going up? Your monthly check, your monthly payment for Medicare?
Yeah. And also,
It's going from 120 this year,
to 240.
going up that much?
Yes. 220 next year.
Okay.
13 and 240 and 40.
Is that? I didn't realize it's going so.
Yeah.
I
And
don't
also,
Okay.
at the end of this year, there's going to be a 3.8 sales tax put on the sale of homes starting in
Second home.
Huh?
Second home,
Second home.
okay.
Secondly,
Which I'm
are
against.
you familiar with the word committed to?
I know the word. How is it used?
It says committed to is the resident for the non-resident property conferences GS, specifically is the way of taxing non-residents in exchange for
Yeah.
tolerating their
Yeah.
presence.
Yeah, it
And
started.
they exempt them from everything,
Yeah.
and they're going, they can't pass it because it's against their religion.
So you're implying.
So they're going to get free health care, where I should not be paying for it.
Well, that's probably true in most countries, but it's not true here.
Well, this is in the health care.
Well, what you're saying, the similarity, you're saying.
It's right on page 107 of the health care. I'm gonna give it to you.
Okay.
And everything is in there.
So your basic question is, should Obamacare be passed or
It
repealed?
should be repealed.
Okay, your congressman has voted to repeal Obamacare twice. So,
Okay, now then, I think, I want to make one comment regarding the forthcoming election.
yes.
I think that unless we impeach this gentleman, because his father was an opinion, and he went from training to become a citizen, immediately go to school.
So you want to impeach the president?
And
what do you want?
Holder also.
Okay, and hold it, but let's take the president. What would be your argument for impeaching him, besides Obamacare?
His father was a king.
Oh,
He is not a citizen.
He's not a citizen, okay. I got it.
God,
American citizen.
you're a racist.
Okay, now, you told me that the congressional research service did a job in 2008. What are they doing now?
In terms of citizenship?
Yeah.
Well, all I can tell you is that the general consensus is that he has produced a birth certificate. The question is it legitimate? And that's where we stand now, because I think I've seen a copy of it on television of the birth certificate. But you know, the governor of Hawaii couldn't get what he felt was an original of the birth certificate. He tried to do it and gave up on it. So I think what Obama's showing is a facsimile. But I think that debate is probably not, shall we say, enough just to impeach him, because we're going to have an election in 5 or 6 months, so we can change the course of history by re-electing someone other than Obama. So that's what elections are all about, because to get this thing, even if we started impeachment at this time, would be very difficult in terms of time constraint. So the whole question is that people really think, there's a lot of people that think he's doing a good job. I had a town meeting with 65 this morning, a lot of people there were Democrats that support him, a lot of Republicans want me to impeach him. And I say to them, the impeachment process is the long, arduous ordeal. What we should do is, if people don't believe he should be president, they should try to elect another individual.
Well, wait, just a moment, one moment. Now, it didn't the Constitution that we had to have 2 parents. Okay, why can't we serve, get him come forward and under oath, answer questions, bring in and his aunt, who I told you this.
Okay.
Lives in Massachusetts. Kenyon had a monument for his birth.
Okay.
I think we got 7 months to get him out of office, and I think that's the only way that the Republicans will survive is to get him out, because I don't see anybody in there who is going to be head and shoulders above him.
I got your point now, I got you. Okay, who would like to ask a question on this side? I'll go, yes, sir, all the way in the back. Just stand up if you don't mind, I can repeat the question.
Back to Salerno. Is there a seated federal grand jury looking into that matter?
No.
Will there be?
I doubt it. I doubt it. Okay, yes, ma'am. Yes.
I have a couple of energy questions.
Sure.
First of all, I understand that you voted for the Pioneers Act, which is going to reduce the weight for drilling in the Gulf of Mexico for oil.
Reduce the weight?
The wait period, the waiting
Oh,
period.
for getting permits.
For permits.
Yeah.
Have they significantly increased the safety apparatus or equipment they need to drill safely in the Gulf of Mexico and to preserve our?
Yeah, they have an agency that was overseeing the BP, and that agency has been dissolved. They developed a new agency and new safety standards. They put those in place. The Obama administration put a moratorium on issuing permits, and the court overturned that moratorium, so now the Obama administration has to issue the permits. Remember, a lot of corporations have invested billions of dollars, had permits, but they were stopped dead in the water, which means their entire investment could be $2 billion, was put on hold. And while they did this analysis, and of course we had a commission to come back on BP, and, you know, I guess the question would be, are they perfectly, honestly, wholly safe? Probably not, but there is a risk involved. But at this point, BP was a terrible accident, but we'll continue to drill because it's a national security issue.
So I have another real quick follow-up.
Yeah.
Was the price of gas going up like it is because of the refineries being closed?
Well, a lot because the Iran is
Yeah.
shutting off getting oil to a lot of European
But I
countries.
also, the analysis I read was a lot of it's because of the refineries closing down. What are you going to do to stop our increasing exports of fuels?
Well,
to other countries?
I would like to see more permitting of offshore drilling. I would like to, I voted for that. You saw that front page of CalStar Bank. You might not agree with that. I did vote to support it. It's 258 miles off of Tampa. It's 175 miles off of Pensacola. I voted to support ANWR. I voted for the Keystone Pipe program, which would bring in all the oil to be refined in Houston.
Doesn't it, like, they take thousands and thousands of gallons of water, which we're running low on?
No, this is just a pipe.
Well, but to produce the oil, it
But that's up in
produces a large
Canada.
amount of gas, natural gas, and a large
Canada
amount
has
of
all
water.
this oil that needs to be refined. They can sell it to China or they can sell it to us. So the question is, why would they want to sell it to China when we're neighbors? And all you have to do is pipe it down. We already pipe from Alaska. We've done it for 60 years. We've been piping oil down. So there's no reason we can't pipe oil down from Canada, have it refined in Houston, and away we go. Yes, sir.
The citizens of Nebraska opposed it.
The state of Nebraska, they didn't oppose it. Every state the state of Nebraska supports it. So the question is, you can find one particular group anywhere that is against something, and would you thwart the entire project because of a particular interest group? The farmers, probably, for some reason, they're worried about it, but it's gonna create jobs. And secondly, it's gonna bring down the cost of energy. Yes, sir.
Have you addressed the TRICARE for like the?
Oh, we're not, TRICARE is the health care for the retired military. And there's some talk, and in fact, the president's budget, they have a increase in co-payments and deductibles. And I'm not gonna support that. At this time, we're not going to tax our military in any way, and this is a form of a tax. So the president's proposal is not gonna go anywhere in the House, and it's not gonna be part of the budget. You know, I serve on the Veterans Committee, and we're not gonna do that to our veterans.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Right back, and then I'll get you next. Yes,
I
sir.
would like to know if you're going to co-sponsor and support the Respect for Rights of Conscience, that's Act, House 1179. This is where the medical plan of Mr. Obama's is going to override the constitutional rights of.
I'm on that bill. I'm on HR.
And will you be supporting that?
I'm a co-sponsor.
You're a co-sponsor?
You know what that means?
Yes, it means you're going to support it.
I decided to be on it, I'm gonna fight for it, and I'm gonna vote for it.
Just one more question.
So I don't believe you asked me a bill, I'm on it.
Thank you very much, I
When
appreciate
you
it.
go home, just stamp on the floor, Stearns is great.
Now we'll see what happens with the bill, if you don't mind. The other thing I want to say is, you know, Congress's rating right now is pretty low, down around 10% approval.
Now,
And I want to know when you people are going to step up, and you control the purse strings, when are you going to step up and say no to Obama? Because every time he goes on TV and says, you put the bill on my desk and I'm going to sign it, we know we're getting screwed one more time.
Amen.
okay. Well, for example, the House passed 22 bills to help the economy. All those bills went nowhere because of Harry Reid, the senator, majority leader from Nevada. And so the House can do all it wants, but if the Senate kills the bill, there's nothing to do. The approval rating of members of Congress is because they're not balancing the budget. Now, the Senate has not ever passed a balanced budget in recent memory. In fact, they voted down their own president's budget. But the Tim Ryan budget we had in the House, I supported, balanced the budget. So I think what has to be understood is the media is not giving you a clear picture of who people are trying to do and what they're trying to do. Your congressman, as I pointed out, sponsored and voted for a constitutional amendment to balance the budget. The National Taxpayers Union is giving the award as the highest rating for voting against spending. I got attacked in a previous town meeting for not supporting another national park in this country, a 200-mile trailway. And I told the man that we don't need any more national parks in this country. We need to actually sell off some of our national parks and try and do what a normal family would do is they wouldn't ask Uncle Joe for a loan. They would sell their Cadillac, or they'd take the kids out of private schools and put them in public schools to save money instead of asking for their credit card companies to decrease their debt ceiling. So I have voted for the debt ceiling and I voted against it. And occasionally I vote for it if it's going to shut down the government and eliminate support for Social Security or for our military veterans. So to answer your question, I think you've got to look at a voting record. Members of Congress, and your particular congressman, I voted against No Child Left Behind. I said this bill would not work. And right now the president's trying to appeal. It's President Bush's main thrust for education. It was a $75 billion add-on to the Department of Education. You know,